Childhood. For many, this is a time of self-discovery, as we learn from our parents, form bonds through friendship, and are shaped by the world around us. However, what happens when the stimuli we get as children aren't positive? What happens when we're brought up in an environment of malice instead of love? I believe this is what is explored in chilla'sart, The Kidnap. As always, I want to thank you all for taking the time to watch. If you please, hit that thumbs up button as it helps the channel grow. And for more content, subscribe. Either way, I'm happy you're here, and without further ado, let's talk about this installment from the creators over at chilla'sart. When we first gain control in game, we're in a dark room, and someone is yelling from beyond the door. We don't know who this is yet, but it will be explained later. For now, just take a look at the scene and file it away, as it'll become important when we try to put together what's happening in this story near the end of the video.
いつも本当にこの子はどうしようもない。まったくなんでこんな子になっちゃったんだか。本当産まなきゃよかった。だからあんたはダメなのよ。どうせあんたも私のことバカにしてるんでしょ。ほんとムカつく。ねえ、なんとか言えよ。ねえ。
So we're led to believe that we end up doming this lady with the hammer that we just picked up. But we'll get back to that later. Now, we'll take control of our protagonist, Rainia. He's a school-age boy who, unfortunately, has just wet the bed. We leave the room to tell someone when this happens.
お母さん、授業参観のことなんだけど。
うるさい！話しかけてこないで！ほんと鬱陶しい。あんたたちさえいなければ。産まなきゃよかった。
Our sister gets chastised by our mother, who says she wishes she hadn't given birth to us. This caused me to not even attempt to speak with her in my initial playthrough, and went directly to the sister's room. However, here, we try to tell her first, but she gives us the same treatment. After this encounter, we go to see our sister.
ああ、また？濡れたシーツ持ってきて。
When we grab the sheets, she goes with us downstairs and shows us how to do laundry. Once completed, we see our mother head for the door with the suitcase she was packing, and the scene ends.
やり方は分かった？これから洗濯はレンヤが担当ね。
In that small interaction, we already see a stark contrast between our sister and our mother. At least one individual in Rainia's life is kind. Once we gain control again, time has passed and we are being called by our sister to come downstairs. So I'm pretty sure I saw someone outside of the kitchen window. I definitely missed that on my first playthrough. Anyway, let's see why Sis has called us to come down here.
あと少しでできるから、その間に洗濯物干しといて。
My goodness, there seems to be quite a lot of garbage lying around. I wonder why that is. Anyway, we go and hang the laundry and then sit down to have a meal with our sister. Now, these two end up having a pretty heartbreaking exchange here. In this exchange, it's pretty much confirmed that when we saw the mother leave with her suitcase, she actually left and didn't come back. And it leads to a dialogue between these two where you see that one loves the mother, but the other loves his sister. However, the sister, caught up in wanting the mother's attention, in my opinion, she fails to notice this. And it leads to some pretty unfortunate consequences later on, but we'll revisit that when we wrap up what's happening in this story.
帰ってくるに決まってるじゃん。100点のテスト見たらきっと喜んでくれると思うの。何言ってんの？お母さんは必要でしょ？普通じゃない？子供なんだからお母さんさえいればいいってこと。
Once we retake control, even more time has passed. We have to go downstairs to collect the laundry and put it away. Once this is complete, we realize that Sister hasn't called us for today. This prompts us to look for her in a few locations around the house. We realize she's not there, and then we go to the front door and discover that her shoes are gone. This means she must have gone outside, but it's absolutely storming. This doesn't stop us, and we go outside to see if we can find her anywhere. Now, I really hate to see the shift to run button because that means eventually I'm going to get chased. And I really don't need any help being scared playing these games. Anyway, we go down the street, and after not finding her, we end this scene.
お姉ちゃん、どこ？
Even though he's not happy here, this doesn't stop our protagonist as we take over again 5 days later at the end of school. After doing some daily cleaning, well, some of us doing some cleaning, we end the day with an announcement from the teacher. It's here we get some interesting information from one of our classmates. Attention, everyone. Please be quiet. We will begin our end of day meeting. Everyone listening? Please do not follow strangers. On the way home, be wary of suspicious adults. Hey y'all, listen up. There's a clown out there, so watch out for that too. Everybody quiet down. It would have to be clowns. It's always clowns. So after doing some favors, finding some Yu-Gi-Oh cards, and gathering our friends, we leave for the day. After a short walk with our friends, we come to a park where everyone wants to play hide and seek. Of course, we're the loser, and being the loser, we have to find everyone. As we're searching, we notice that we have a visitor. Should I talk to him? As we're searching, he just watches. Only when we've completed the game will he approach us.
やろうぜ。
ねえねえ、僕も混ぜて。
何このおっさん。
ねえねえ、君たち一緒に遊ぼうよ。
おい、レイヤくんどうする？
It's an adult. That's kind of weird. Of course, I'd say we
そ
can't
んな
play.
こと言わないでよ。
おい、レイヤくんどうする？
He won't take no for an answer. I tried 3 times, but you have to let him play. Once you agree, he's told that he has to count in the shed. Masahiro follows him to the shed, and once the man goes in, it looks like he locks him in, giving you all the chance to run away. As the children leave, you see that the man was able to escape. That's creepy.
ここまで。
From here, the children continue their trek home, but stop once they come to a convenience store. Masahiro tells everyone to stop as Raina needs something from the store. He then tells us to go in and steal, which, unfortunately, we do. No, that guy's gonna know.
ビビってんのか？
Yes.
じゃあ取ってこいよ。
Once inside, the man from the park makes an appearance again. Hey, Grandma. I don't want to grab that. What the No! Once again, he doesn't interact with us. He simply watches. After evading Granny's gaze and collecting the goods, we head home again. Once we come to an intersection, the boys leave. This is actually important, so remember where everyone lives as it will become important later. After a short walk with Koime after the boys leave, she tells us something that I think will be key to explaining things later. Take a listen.
大丈夫？私のお母さん、児童相談所ってところで働いてるんだって。小学生とかの相談とか聞いてくれるんだって。なんかあったらうちにおいでよ。でも最近お母さんすごく忙しそうなんだよね。私もあんまり話できてなくって。じゃあ帰るね。
Bye bye. So her mom works with children our age, and lately her mom is quite busy. I think that's very important. I'm going to let this next part play out as quite a bit happens on the rest of the way home. Her mom would be busy. No, no. Her mom would be busy because kids are disappearing. No, no. So not only do we get our first appearance from the clown, but we are also followed by a truck. Fortunately, we make it inside. The next part is strange, as by my estimation, we clearly saw the clown, but Raina doesn't comment on this at all. But I think there's a reason for this, which I'll explain in a moment. For now, we'll stick to our regular routine. We'll put the food down and then we'll go upstairs and do homework. I just want to say that this is one of the coolest things I've done playing video games in a while. You actually get to draw some kanji and do some math at the end. This takes me back to when I took Japanese in high school. I even started to remember what the hiragana were as I was doing the work, and then I was able to read, the different things. It also helped that the pictures were there as well. Then after this, you do some basic math. Never would I have thought I'd be happy doing homework, but here we are. 63, 27, let's see, 1, 0, 0, 0. And I'm kind of stupid, I ain't gonna lie. Is it like dang, I'm fumbling the bag. So it'd be like 110 plus 11, so 121. Right? Did I get that right? I think I did. Probably not. But anyways, yeah. So now that you've watched me struggle with basic math, look, don't at me, all right? It's a long day. We have to get some food. There we go. So I'm finished. No! Oh my god. So after this clown gives us a heart attack, we go downstairs and try to feed our fish, but realize we have no food for them, eat our cup noodle, and play some video games. Once we finish playing, we get a frightening visitor. No! This is absolutely terrifying. I got your sister. If you don't want to lose her, break all the balloons, loser. Whoa! This isn't a random minigame. I think it has meaning. The clown isn't real. He was outside of the house, and now all of a sudden, after reading the note, he's inside, there's balloons everywhere, and there's carnival music playing. It just doesn't make sense. Also, what kind of ultimatum is break all the balloons if you want to see your sister again? It doesn't make any sense for someone who would take a child hostage to provide that kind of ultimatum. It's all in the mind of a very young boy, and I think he's impressionable. He heard earlier at school that there's a clown on the loose, so everybody watch out, and now he's seeing it. There's also another reason why we know the clown isn't real. Once you've broken enough of the balloons in the upstairs hallway, the strange rainbow door unlocks. You open it to find the clown and your sister. He approaches you, and after a while, you wake up. That's right. It was all just a dream. However, you could say your nightmare has only just begun, as while searching for your cat, you finally lose the game of hide and seek. This is bad. I'm gonna open it. He's here. Oh God, he's in there.
見つけた。
After what I assume is us blacking out, we awaken to find ourselves in a vehicle, and the man from the park is driving. Our sister is also here, but she doesn't say anything to us. We wake up to find ourselves in a room with blood on the floor and boards on the windows. After a quick search, we find a hammer. I swear that somehow all of this feels strangely familiar. Eventually, we'll escape the room. While walking across the roof, we see our sister through a window upstairs, but she can't hear us. This prompts us to find a way back in to speak with her. Like, who was dragged?
どうしたの？私はおじさんに誘拐してもらったの。
What?
レンヤも私が誘拐するように頼んだのよ。こうやってすれば、そのうちお母さんが気づいてくれるでしょ。そうしたらお母さんだって私を見てくれるようになるに決まってる。
Yo, that's horrible. Oh, I hate this music. It's such a sad situation. In an attempt to get the mother to come back and care for us, the sister has had us kidnapped. Now, while I'm freaking out about the music, we must search the house to try and find a way out. While searching, take notice of the fact that there's garbage everywhere. Just like how there was garbage everywhere at our house. In our search for an escape, we find a note. I hit him again. How long am I going to keep him in that room? Sadao has grown up. I know he's a kind boy. I'm a terrible mother. I'm so sorry. Sadao. I'm sorry that I can't control my anger. You look like him the more you grow. Someday, I hope you'll understand. It comes back full circle. At the beginning of the game, we were playing as Sadao, locked in that dark room. The mother speaks here of abusing him because he looks like who I'm assuming is his father. Part of her knows it's wrong, but in her rage, she can't help herself. But what really happened to her? Did we hit her with that hammer? That will be answered soon. For now, let's escape. We find the man passed out on the floor in the dining room, and the keys to the front gate are next to him. We need these to get out. Time to go.
どこに行くんだい？お姉ちゃんが心配するよ。
We're captured again. Sis comes in and reiterates to us that this is the only way to get Mother to come back, so don't do anything weird. From here, the game will split into two paths: if we stay or try to escape. Here's what happens if you choose to stay. Obey. See what happens. Should I really? I don't really want to. It's been 2 weeks. I listened to my sister and decided to live in the kidnapper's house. I didn't want any trouble, so I stopped going to school. I can't really agree with my sister's plan, but I trust her.
レンヤ、カレー作ってるから手伝って。
What?
ありがとう。上手に野菜切れてたね。誰か来たみたい。レンヤ出てきて。
Something about all this just, I don't know, man. It's really weird. The cops?
警察です。
I spoke to the police about the whole situation. Didn't want anyone to get in trouble, but they didn't take my words seriously because I'm just a child. The mister ended up getting arrested as a kidnapper, and the police seem to be contacting our mother. How? Like, where is she? Police at the kidnapper's house.
「ご迷惑をおかけしてすみませんでした。」
いえいえ。2人ともきっと怖い思いをしたと思いますので気にかけてあげてください。特に怪我などはなくてよかったです。
2人とも帰るわよ。
I mean, she's to blame for all of this to begin with. She literally... Why is your hair red? Was it always that color? Sis, you seem kind of happy.
まあね。お母さんが来てくれたからね。
I mean, honestly, like... She's to blame for all of this.
Oh! なんであんたたちはそうやって私の邪魔ばっかりするのよ。警察に呼び出されるなんて初めてよ。ああ、恥かいた。私だって暇じゃないんだから。どうでもいいあんたたちのためになんで私がこんなことしなきゃいけないのよ。
I hate this lady.
二度と私の手間を煩わせないで。
Are you serious?
なんで？
Retry. So you think the kidnapper being arrested would be good. However, this is far from a good ending. I'm also not so sure the kidnapper is actually a bad guy. Spoilers, I know he's not a bad guy. But we'll table that for now. I'll explain the next part, as it involves a bit of scavenger hunting while avoiding your sister and the kidnapper. First, you're going to have to get your sister to leave the TV room by turning off the TV with the remote that is in the kitchen. Once she's up, she will continue to move in this clockwise motion around the bottom floor.
消えたんだけど。リモコンどこだろう。
Next, we will have to find a battery for the radio, which is in the room to the kidnapper's right as you're looking at it.
何ゴミかな。
Someone else is here? Maybe they can help us escape. Let's go find them. Yeah, why not? This is probably not the way to go either. Oh no. What have I done? I knew there was blood up here. Like... Even on the playback, I wasn't ready for that. So, we found the mother. I'm pretty sure the man below is Sarao. The freshness of the blood would indicate that she was killed recently, but I'm not sure if that's the case. It's not really explained. Anyway, once you put the battery in the radio, Sarao will come into that room. So you have to time it in such a way that you can exit to the dining room when the sister won't see you. Once you have evaded both, you can leave. From here, there will be a short chase as you're on your bike. Eventually, Sato will come after you in the truck. Be sure to hold the shift button here so that you can pedal faster. There are 3 outcomes. The first is if you make it to the intersection and choose either of the boys' houses to go to. That is the same as the bad ending, so I won't play that again. The next one is if you run home during the chase. chilla'sart really knows how to create an environment of horror. That music reminded me of Insidious, so the whole time I was in the house, I was on the edge of my seat until the kidnapper got us. The last choice is to go to the girl's house after you fall off your bike. The only reason I didn't go here initially is because I forgot which house was hers. No. I don't care. I rushed into Kohime's house. I didn't know where else to go. I remember her mother worked at a place where they took care of troubled kids. Kohime's mother listened carefully to what I had to say. She agreed to shelter me and my sister for a few days, and even went to the mister's home to pick my sister up. I heard my sister had resisted at first, but eventually calmed down and left the mister's house. Kohime's mother also met the mister and understood that he meant no harm. However, from here on out, she firmly told us to leave him alone. She then suggested we both go to foster care. We were happy to be given the choice.
おかえりなさい。学校どうだった？
Okay.
あの時はいろいろあったね。でもこの暮らし楽しいよね。レンヤはお母さんのこと怖がってたしね。
Oh no. No.
私がこの子たちを見ますので連れて帰ります。私はこの子たちの母親なので。さきこ、レンヤ、行くわよ。
Even choosing this way, we still can't get away from Mother. I absolutely hated her by this point. But we will get some justice, as once she finds out it was Sato that kidnaps us, she goes to confront him.
おじさんの家。私が頼んで誘拐してもらったの。
あ？誘拐？なんてことしてくれてんのよ。そのおじさん何なのよ。
お母さん違うの。
うるさい。さきこは黙ってなさい。私の子供を誘拐して私に迷惑をかけるなんていい度胸してるじゃない。他人の家庭事情に首突っ込むなっての。この子たちは二人で生きていけるってのに
What?
余計なことしやがって。このままじゃ気が収まらない。誘拐犯の家にこのまま行くわ。ねえちょっと、あんたが誘拐犯ね。 こっち向きなさいよ。私の子供をよくも誘拐しやがって。子供を何だと思ってるの？あんたがどうこうしていい子じゃないんだよ。この子たちは私のものなの。母親である私だけがこの子たちを好きにしていいの。子供は親の言うことだけただ聞いてればいいの。子供にとっての幸せはただそれだけ。あんたには分かんないでしょうがね。ねえ、聞いてんの？ねえ
Unfortunately, that justice comes at a terrible price. Sadao, having been abused to the point of murdering his mother, relapses once our mother touches him and he kills her. Sakiko is horrified, but Reina has a smile on his face. And the game ends. Oh no. So what's happening in this game? I think it's actually not too complicated. There's the very human element of parents being abusive having lasting effects on their children. You can see this in Sadao. He's actually very kind, but he's misunderstood. He was locked up most of his childhood. I think he wants to play hide and seek with everyone in the beginning because he's truly a child trapped in an adult's body. He wasn't given the chance to grow as other children do because his mother locked him in a room and only went in there to abuse him. I don't think that's the only thing at play though. I think there's still a very supernatural element to the story as well. At first, I thought the garbage accumulation had more to do with everyone being a child and not putting the garbage out. However, Sadao has a van, which means he probably has a job. He has to pay for fuel somehow, which means he can pay for garbage pickup. I think it's more to do with his mother's body being placed in one, and it might somehow symbolize the curse being placed on the household. And the longer the body's there, the more garbage accumulates. Obviously, we see the ghost of the mother in the attic, and I think that would support the idea of there being a curse, but I can't prove it. Also, Kohime said her mother works with children, but it seemed that her mother had been busier as of late, so much so that she couldn't really speak with her too much about what was going on. Almost like there's an epidemic of child abuse. And remember the student at the beginning that said everyone was seeing a clown and then they would get taken? Well, I think the clown is just a figment of the children's active imagination. Kids are impressionable, so it's likely the thought of a clown being on the loose taking children leads to Reina having a dream about one, but children really are going missing. Or perhaps it's likely their parents are, and the kids just end up in another situation. This is why I think the town is cursed. That's part of the reason why I think it's possible that Sadao killed his mother as a child. Perhaps it was that act that has cursed the town, and that type of rage is spreading to other parents. Renya's mother says something very similar to what Sadao's mother says in the beginning. She says, "I shouldn't have given birth to you." Sadao's mother says the same thing, although she's also fighting with herself, it seems, as she asks herself, when did I become like this? I think that perhaps this was all happening as long as Sadao's mom remained entombed in the attic. In the end, she's removed, but whatever happened has had a lasting effect on Reina, as you see the evil smile on his face as the game ends. Those are just my thoughts. What do you all feel is happening here? I'd love to hear from you in the comments. As always, I'm glad you have gone on this journey with me and look forward to looking at more stories like these in the future. Hit that like button to help the channel grow, and subscribe so you see when I post the next story or gameplay. I'd really appreciate it. I'm Seraphic Thunder. I love you all, and I'll see you on the next one.